Imagine a world where your innermost thoughts, your deepest emotions, were an open book. For those with psychic abilities, this is not a fictional dystopia but a terrifying reality. These individuals, gifted with extrasensory perception, navigate a world where their minds are vulnerable to intrusion, their privacy under constant threat. They live with the chilling knowledge that their unique abilities could be exploited, their innermost selves laid bare without consent or consequence. For decades, the existence of psychic phenomena has been debated, dismissed as fantasy, or celebrated as a testament to the unknown potential of the human mind. Yet for those who live with these abilities, the question is not one of belief, but of survival. How do you protect your thoughts when they echo beyond the confines of your skull? How do you guard your privacy when the very essence of your being is susceptible to unauthorized access? The struggle for psychic privacy is a battle fought on two fronts. On one hand, there is the constant fear of exposure, the knowledge that their abilities could make them targets of suspicion, ridicule, or even exploitation. On the other, there's the chilling possibility of technological surveillance, the potential for their unique neurological activity to be intercepted, analyzed, and weaponized against them. This is not a fight for the faint of heart. It is a struggle for the very right to think freely, to feel deeply, to exist without the fear of intrusion into the most sacred space of all, the human mind. The rapid advancement of technology, while a boon for many, has cast a long shadow over the lives of those with psychic abilities. What was once the stuff of science fiction, the ability to read minds, to manipulate thoughts from afar, is now an unsettling reality. Sophisticated brain-computer interfaces, once confined to the realms of medical research, are now being developed for a chilling array of applications, blurring the lines between thought and data. Imagine a world where your emotional responses are monitored in real time, your dreams recorded and analyzed, your premonitions intercepted before they even reach your conscious awareness. This is the terrifying potential of unchecked technological advancement in the wrong hands. Governments and corporations alike are racing to harness the power of the mind, often with little regard for the ethical implications. The development of advanced algorithms, capable of sifting through vast amounts of neurological data, poses a particular threat. These algorithms, designed to identify patterns and anomalies, could be used to detect and exploit psychic abilities, transforming individuals into walking sources of intelligence. The very tools designed to empower humanity could be used to enslave those with extraordinary abilities. This is the double-edged sword of technological progress, a stark reminder that every advancement comes with a price. For those with psychic abilities, that price could be the loss of their most fundamental right, the right to privacy of thought. The violation of privacy cuts deep for anyone, but for individuals with psychic abilities, it is a particularly insidious wound. Imagine living with the constant fear that your thoughts are being monitored, your emotions dissected, your very essence laid bare without your consent. This is the daily reality for many psychics living under the shadow of surveillance, their lives transformed into open books. The emotional toll is immeasurable. The anxiety, the paranoia, the profound sense of violation. These are the invisible scars of psychic privacy invasion. Many report experiencing chronic insomnia, haunted by the fear of their dreams being invaded. Others withdraw from social interactions, terrified of their thoughts being overheard, their emotions misconstrued. The physical consequences can be just as devastating. Headaches, nausea, and even seizures have been reported as a result of prolonged exposure to psychic surveillance. The constant bombardment of external stimuli, the relentless intrusion into their minds, can overload their senses, leaving them physically and emotionally drained. This is not just about protecting data, it's about protecting people. It's about safeguarding the sanctity of the human mind, regardless of its abilities. It's about ensuring that individuals with psychic gifts are not treated as lab rats, their lives dissected and analyzed without their consent. The price of psychic privacy invasion is simply too high both for the individual and for society as a whole. The fight for psychic privacy is not just a philosophical debate, it's a legal battleground. Individuals with psychic abilities are increasingly turning to the courts, seeking protection under existing laws and pushing for the creation of new ones that recognize and address their unique vulnerabilities. However, navigating the legal system is a daunting task, fraught with challenges. Existing privacy laws, drafted before the advent of advanced brain-computer interfaces and sophisticated psychic surveillance techniques, often fall short of providing adequate protection. For example, proving that one's thoughts have been intercepted or manipulated presents a unique evidentiary challenge. How do you present tangible proof of an intangible violation? How do you convince a jury of an experience that defies conventional understanding? Furthermore, many victims of psychic privacy invasion are reluctant to come forward, fearing ridicule, disbelief, or even retaliation. The stigma surrounding psychic abilities, coupled with the fear of being labeled delusional or paranoid, often silences those most in need of protection. Despite these obstacles, there is hope. Skilled legal teams are increasingly taking up the mantle, fighting for the rights of psychic individuals, and challenging the legal boundaries of privacy in the digital age. Landmark cases are being filed, raising awareness and setting precedents that could shape the future of psychic rights. Section 5. A patchwork quilt: existing privacy laws and their limitations. The legal landscape of privacy is, well, a complex and ever-evolving tapestry, woven from a patchwork of laws, regulations, and precedents. While some existing laws offer a degree of protection for psychic individuals, their effectiveness is often limited by their narrow scope and outdated interpretations. The Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution, for example, protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures. However, its application to the realm of thought and mental privacy remains a subject of intense legal debate. Can a thought be considered property in the eyes of the law? Can the unauthorized access to one's mind be considered a search in the traditional sense? Similarly, the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, or ECPA, designed to protect the confidentiality of electronic communications, may offer some protection against the interception of brainwave data. However, the ECPA was enacted before the advent of advanced brain-computer interfaces, and its applicability to psychic phenomena remains untested in many courts. The limitations of existing laws highlight the urgent need for legal reform. New legislation is needed to specifically address the unique challenges of psychic privacy invasion, recognizing the intangible nature of thought and the profound impact of unauthorized mental intrusion. Section 6. The Moral Maze: Ethical Implications of Psychic Surveillance. The pursuit of scientific progress must never come at the cost of our humanity. The ability to peer into the minds of others, particularly those with heightened psychic abilities, raises profound ethical questions that demand careful consideration. The potential for abuse is staggering. Imagine a world where individuals are profiled and discriminated against based on their thoughts, their emotions, their premonitions. Imagine a society where the government can stifle dissent before it even takes root in the minds of its citizens. The very notion of psychic surveillance strikes at the heart of what it means to be human. Our thoughts, our emotions, our innermost selves, these are the building blocks of our identity, the essence of our individuality. To violate this sacred space is to violate the very core of our being. The ethical implications extend far beyond the individual. The normalization of psychic surveillance could have a chilling effect on society as a whole, eroding trust, stifling creativity, and fostering a climate of fear and suspicion. Section 7. Beyond the law: the need for empathy and understanding. While legal protections are essential, the fight for psychic privacy cannot be won in courtrooms alone. It requires a fundamental shift in societal attitudes, a move away from fear and skepticism towards empathy and understanding. Those with psychic abilities are not lab rats to be studied, nor are they mystical curiosities to be exploited. They are individuals deserving of the same respect, dignity, and protection as any other member of society. Education is key. By fostering open and honest dialogues about psychic abilities, we can begin to dismantle the stigma and misinformation that often surround these gifts. By sharing their stories, individuals with psychic abilities can help others to understand the challenges they face and the importance of protecting their right to privacy. Empathy is the bridge that connects us, regardless of our differences. By listening to the experiences of psychic individuals, by acknowledging their fears and vulnerabilities, we can begin to build a more just and equitable society for all. Section 8. A Call to Action: Strengthening protections for the psychically gifted. The time for complacency is over. The threat to psychic privacy is real, and the consequences of inaction are dire. We must act now to protect the rights of these individuals and ensure that their unique abilities are not exploited. This is a call to action for lawmakers, technologists, and citizens alike. We must work together to create a world where psychic abilities are respected, not feared, and where the right to privacy of thought is paramount. Here's what you can do. Support legislation that specifically addresses psychic privacy. Contact your elected officials and demand stronger protections for individuals with psychic abilities. Advocate for the ethical development and use of technology. Encourage tech companies to prioritize privacy and to consider the potential impact of their products on individuals with psychic abilities. Educate yourself and others about psychic phenomena. Read books, watch documentaries, and engage in respectful conversations to dispel myths and promote understanding. Stand up against discrimination and prejudice. Challenge negative stereotypes and create a welcoming and inclusive environment for individuals with psychic abilities. Section 9. A future of freedom or fear. The crossroads of psychic ability and privacy. We stand at a crossroads. The path we choose as individuals and as a society will determine the fate of psychic privacy for generations to come. Will we allow fear and ignorance to guide us, sacrificing fundamental freedoms in the name of security? Or will we embrace empathy and understanding, creating a future where individuals with psychic abilities can live and thrive without fear of intrusion or exploitation? The answer lies within each of us. By challenging our own biases, by advocating for just laws, and by supporting the rights of all individuals, regardless of their abilities, we can create a future where the human mind, in all its complexity and wonder, remains a sanctuary, a space of absolute and inviolable privacy. The stakes have never been higher. The future of psychic freedom, and indeed the future of privacy itself, hangs in the balance.